Premier Sport Fan Center, and it's our EPL analysis and commentary today. Starting with the game out, and it's Brentford at home against Chelsea in another London derby that promises to be another beautiful football tonight. Six matches are going on in the English Premiership alongside the Chelsea game. We also have Everton at home against West Ham, Fulham at home against Brighton. Newcastle also at home against Wolverhampton, and we also have Nottingham Forest hosting Liverpool, and Tottenham against Crystal Palace in what promises to be another London derby. Promises to be another beautiful day of football, and we are here to give you all the what is happening in these games for the next 90 minutes. My name is Adeyemi Shegun, and I'll be your host for this edition of our Watch Along Premier Sport Fan Center. But I'm not alone in the studio, as I have my regular guys in the studio, the gaffer himself, and Yemite.
Yeah. Good afternoon, good evening. Another day to talk about the Premier League, and it seems this afternoon will be one long afternoon because the regular suspects are yet to give us something to check. So we hope that they can turn up and turn up very well, real good.
And the gaffer himself.
Yeah. Good evening, viewers, and good evening, Shegu. And another day of football, and this time around, Chelsea is also on the focus, and we know they have 3 books of lamentation for Chelsea, and we don't know which book they will open today. We have seen a lot of lamentation for the Chelsea fans. Most of the fans are not satisfied with what is happening because they are not used to losing, continuously. But this is a new book, and it is another moment for
Jackson with a chance. Oh, what was that from Nicholas Jackson? How did that happen? After rounding up the Brentford goalkeeper, the Senegalese striker failed to pull that into the back of the net. Wow, that is just Nicholas Jackson being Nicholas Jackson for Chelsea. What a chance for Chelsea, and Nicholas Jackson just fumbled that.
This to me, it looks like a joke. You know what I'm saying? Because look at that. You beating the goalkeeper, and you beating the goalkeeper. You have the post. You have just the empty net for you to just place the net. And look at what he played. Probably if the defender left that ball wouldn't have entered. He would have gone for a goal for a corner.
That was getting to the back of the net. But a striker like Nicholas Jackson should be scoring that. But that is one of the problems Chelsea has for facing this season. It's a corner kick to Chelsea, resulting of that clearance from Brentford. And yes, Chelsea breaking out against Brentford, and it's Brentford who has a chance to attack against Chelsea and try and make good use of this chance. And it's Eva Tony on the ball there, sends one straight to the left hand of the pitch there. What will Brentford make out of this? The start the first minute of this game, and still 0-0 in that game between Brentford and Chelsea. Also 0-0 in that game between Everton and West Ham. Fulham against Brighton, and still one goal in that encounter with Fulham scoring the first goal through Wilson in that game. Newcastle are also one goal up against Wolverhampton. A goal scored by Isak in that encounter. Other centers are still 0-0. Nottingham Forest against Liverpool still 0-0. Tottenham against Crystal Palace 0-0. That's the first minute in every center. But let's start with the Brentford against Chelsea game. We've not really seen a lot of chances, but one fell into the hands of Nicholas Jackson, and Nicholas Jackson just being Nicholas Jackson there. Couldn't put that into the back of the net.
It's just, I don't know what is going on in his mind, but I think this is just not about training. This is more psychological. I think they have to do a lot of work on his mind because the way he thinks, how calm is he before taking the chances, anxiety, all those things, they come to play. Because if he had calmed down, looked up, he still had time. He could have made a better attempt out of that goal scoring opportunity. But I think what is wrong with him is more psychological than the footballing side.
Okay, you can hear that from here, mate. Whatever Nicholas Jackson is going through is more than just football. It looks like it's psychological, and it's Fulham who has doubled their lead against Brighton. Is Rodrigo Muniz with the second goal for the London club there, Fulham. They know how to put the ball into the back of the net, not Chelsea, who are finding it hard to put that ball into the back of the net. And here's a good chance for Tottenham against Crystal Palace. What will they make out of these? A send across there, but that's eluded the Tottenham players on the box, and it's going to be a goal kick to Crystal Palace in that London derby. A lot of games going on tonight, and we have another goal. Also, it's Newcastle who has doubled their lead against Wolverhampton, and it's looking like Newcastle are not here to play today.
Yeah, they're not here to play. A lot of speculations on the future of their coach Eddie Howe. So I think they really need to wake up, because this is not. They've not been playing like the Newcastle of last season. They've been neither hot nor cold. So They've just been in between. So, and I think they need to wake up and wake up real fast.
Because I saved they'll be waking up real fast, and that goal was scored by the former Everton winger Anthony Gordon, who has doubled that lead for Newcastle in that encounter. They're cruising to a first half victory over Wolverhampton in that encounter. But back to the game between Chelsea and Brentford, which is our forecast game tonight, and still 0-0. There's a throw into Chelsea, which they quickly take and send across straight, trying to locate the runnings of Nicholas Jackson, who couldn't get onto that. There's another throw in for Chelsea. And looking on the bench, there's no Raheem Sterling for Chelsea in today's starting 11.
We don't know, maybe a knock, maybe because it's unusual. It's surprising. It's not something that you just see that Poch we just remove him out of the team list. Maybe after the game we'll just get to know what happened. Or maybe you just need to sit this one out.
Okay, the gaffer, let's go straight to the formation. It looked like a Pochettino actually ditched his favorite 4-2-3-1 formation for a 3-5-2 formation today.
Yeah, 3-5-2 formation. That's unlike Pochettino's style of football. But if you look at it, probably I've actually seen the opponent, what they brought to the party. You see that Thomas also wanted to chop the midfield. And that was why he came with a similar tactics that will be able to hold the midfield because, like a midfield is the brain boss on the field. So if you're able to conquer the midfield, then you also have to work on your striker. But look at it now, Chelsea are playing very in the midfield. But the finishing right now is the problem. So it's a good tactical formation. You just have 3 men behind. You're having a Chaluba who is gradually, playing as a central defender, gradually picking up to that same form. Because when I look at his style of play, I was afraid of, will this guy be able to play as a central defender? But gradually he's picking up.
But he's a central defender.
Yeah, but gradually, but he's not as good as the team.
Yes, right. A chance for Chelsea, and Jackson pulled that to the back of the net the second time, and you can see him shushing the fans there. But I think he should check. He should put his emotions into check, because after losing that first one, he shouldn't be doing this. He should be putting that first one in the back of the net. But he has actually right his wrong right now and given Chelsea the first goal in that encounter in the 35th minute. It's Chelsea who has broken the deadlock against Brentford, and it's true Nicholas Jackson somewhere in header there, and he painted that into the back of the net. It's Chelsea leading 1-0 away at Brentford.
Yeah. Looking at the goal, this is not the goal I expected Jackson to score. I expected him to score the first one, he missed it. I don't expect him to score the second one. He scored it.
But this is a clear header.
Yeah, it's a clear header. But
striker should be scoring.
It is unlike Jackson to run. Do you see where he ran from? He ran from about 3 defenders to go score that goal.
If you see goals like this, it's the job of the guy that did the cross. He put the ball where, in fact, a touch to the nose of Jackson will go straight to the front of goal.
Yeah.
The way he bent the ball. So you just have to give Gusto a lot of credit for that. If Jackson doesn't, in fact, this chance is easier than 1-on-1. Honestly, 1v1. This kind of header is easier to score because it is very difficult for a goalkeeper to save an header because you most likely won't be able to predict where it's going to.
No, it's
but
not
a
easy.
1v1 situation is just 50-50.
That's not an easy goal to score. I have to credit Jackson for scoring that goal. It's not an easy goal to score. The first one was more easier for him to score than this one.
It looks like the first one was even more harder than this second one.
He
already sent the goalkeeper and was, he was actually shifting towards an unlikely position for himself there. Than this one where he was having his face straight at goal.
Experience. When I was training, I've played the midfield, played the number 9. These kinds of goal is easier than 1-on-1 situation. Because this one, you just need to get there, just put the head. In fact, you might not direct the ball. Because the goalkeeper cannot easily guess where the ball is going to. So many of the times, that's why it's very difficult to miss it. Look at a point blank range. But when you have 1v1 situation, you want to run the keeper indecision. You are trying to decide, let me put it here, put it there. Before you know it, you miss the chance.
Well, great goal for Chelsea as they've turned dominance into a goal in that game against Brentford. And it's Chelsea who are still attacking. And that is a good chance for Chelsea to find themselves in the box. Will just be a chance for a second goal. And the referee is not having any of that and says that's going to be a penalty. And it's Gallagher who had gone down after on that challenge. Let's see what Vera will be thinking of that. And it's raining so heavily right there at the Brentford Stadium. But Yama, it's straight to you before we go straight into the starting 11. It's 3-5-2 formation against 3-5-2 formation.
Yeah, when you look at it, the preceding fixture, it went with the...
Wow, it's a yellow card to Gallagher there. I think that has to be for arguing with the
No, no,
referee.
not the
No, it's
arguing.
not the
It's for
captain. It's not the
diving.
captain today.
It's the diving. Chilwell is on the
Chua is
field
the
of
captain.
yes. Is on the diving. It's just against Chelsea, so it's for diving. And secondly, when you look at the way it went down too easily.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have just gone down like that.
Okay, let's talk about the formation before we reel out the
Okay,
starting 11.
then back to the formation before I forget that. The 3-5-2, you know, m- games are won in the midfield.
Yeah.
And when you look at what Thomas Frank did the last time, he choked the midfield. So the Chelsea players couldn't find space. So what Poch had done is to add one more body up front so that he can aid the attacking side of Chelsea. Meanwhile, they won't be lacking defensively because it's a 3-5-2 formation.
Here's a chance for Tottenham without be going to the back of the net, but no, that's Obi, a corner kick to Tottenham.
Oh my
Here's another
goodness.
chance for Chelsea, but they couldn't keep that into the back of the net, and it's Brentford will be breaking out against the Blues from the back right now. And looking straight into the starting 11, it's a Mark Flecking in goal post for Brentford, and the back three of Nathan Collins, Haja, and Zaka in defense, and the midfield of five of Regulion, the former Tottenham defender, Janet, and Nega, the captain of Brentford. Frank Oyeka, the Nigerian who got to the final of African Cup of Nations, is starting back-to-back for Brentford today. And we also have Roselev in the midfield for Brentford. And attack is Johan Wissa and Ivan Tony up front for Brentford in this encounter. It's the first 11 starting for Chelsea. Petrovic is back in goal post after missing out in the FA Cup tie against Leeds United. Yes,
Yeah.
Leeds United. It was Sanchez who started that game for Chelsea. And the back three of Excel Disasi, Trevor Chaloba, and Levi Colwy. Up in the midfield, we have Ben Chilwell, who is the standing captain for Chelsea. Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, Gallagher, and Malo Gusto making it as the five midfielders for Chelsea. Up front is Cole Palmer and Nicholas Jackson, who has given Chelsea a lead in this encounter. Looking at the starting 11, we saw Modric against Leeds United. He gave a good account of himself and he was voted the man of the match in that encounter. Don't you think he should be starting this game?
Yeah, you don't just twerk teams like that. It is a Leeds United, a championship team. Now, this is a different opponent entirely. This is top-class football. So, for him, he can come in the second half. Then, if he can continue, then we say that we make a stake for him.
Okay, it's the 41st minute around all centers and the scoreline remains Chelsea leading 1-0 after Nicholas Jackson scored that goal for Chelsea. Everton against West Ham is still 0-0. Fulham is still 2-0 against Brighton. Newcastle are 2 goals up against Wolverhampton. Nottingham Forest are still holding Liverpool and still 0-0 at the 42nd minute. Also, Tottenham against Crystal Palace is 0-0. And talking about Nottingham Forest, we saw them against Manchester United. They were very good for 89 minutes, and unfortunately, they gave out a late goal against the Manchester United. You say that's happening tonight also?
Against Manchester United, I think they were unlucky. That's just what happened because those kind of goals, Bruno Fernandes just put it in a dangerous area. And unlucky for them, Casemiro was there to do justice to it. But the reverse fixture at the City ground last season against Liverpool, they defeated Liverpool 1-0. And I think Salah was on field that day. So I think they can do it again. They just
Yes,
need to
Chelsea
keep
attacking against Brentford. Yeah, he has a shot from Gallagher, and that took a wicked deflection of the Brentford defender. And it's Enzo Fernandez who's on the ball, lays one down for the Chelsea midfielder there. Moises Caicedo who looks to his side and finds Disasi. And it's Chelsea attacking. Malo Gusto on the ball comes back inward and finds Moises Caicedo who looks inward and finds Enzo Fernandez. And Enzo Fernandez looking through the runnings of Gallagher there. But that will be going to the back of the net. It's going to be a corner kick to Brentford. And looking at this man, looking at this man, Conor Gallagher, I think he is in the form of his life. The goals are coming in, and he's hungry. He's more hungry for more goals.
Yeah, that's what taking criticism as something to construct a better reaction from. When they criticize you, you don't have to go up petty and crying on your bed and all. Just wake up and face it. A lot of criticism came on him that he's not supporting the team going forward and all. He responded with goals, and his all-round play has improved generally, and that's the way to go.
Okay, that's the way to go. And there's a corner kick quickly taken by the Chelsea players there, but there was nobody to get onto that. Still Chelsea who are in possession. Moises Caicedo finds Cole Palmer there, and Cole Palmer with a swing straight to the other side of the pitch there. This Chelsea still attacking against Brentford. Gallagher on the ball there, tries to return one, returns it to Enzo Fernandez, who goes for a shot there, but easily blocked there by the Brentford defenders there. And still Chelsea enjoying the better share of ball possession against Brentford in this encounter. Let's see what the Blues will be making out of these early stages of form against Brentford. And it's looking like Chelsea are really feeling at home in this game.
Yeah,
they're feeling at home in this game, given the fact that and the fact that in the last 3 matches played against Brentford kept clean sheet against Chelsea. Chelsea were not able to score in their last 3 matches. But though I think 2 of those features, they will still have David Raya as their goalkeeper there. But the last one was Flickins, who was the goalkeeper. And for Chelsea to come into this match, and after a lot of criticism, after the loss in the Carabao Cup, a lot of talk here and there, I think that must have boosted their morale. Looking at the way they are playing today, they are total control of the ball. They're not looking like a team that want to lose. But we can't take it away from Brentford. They have what it takes to bounce back. We see Ivan Toney, he has not actually been scoring goal because of the suspension he had. And if he comes back, probably he's going to get a goal against Chelsea in this encounter.
Yes, scoring goals is coming back.
In the Premier League so far, he just had 4 goals.
Yeah.
But how many games has he played?
That's what I'm saying. He came
back and has scored like 2 goals since coming back.
Has he played up to 8
This is just
games?
his 12th game coming back.
Even if he scored 4 goals in 8 games, that's a very good start. So he's been fantastic. So.
He has a throw in that game between Chelsea and Brentford. This is the 4th or 5th minute. There's an injury scare to Moises Caicedo, but he's back on his feet right now and looking good to continue this encounter. And there's been a penalty missed in that game between Everton and West Ham, with Everton losing a penalty in the 45th minute of that encounter. And let's go back to that game between Chelsea and Brentford, straight into the hands of the Chelsea goalkeeper there, Petrovic, who holds on to that. And it's Petrovic who holds on the ball and sends one straight up front to finds up and keeps it down there, and will take a long one, but easily caught there by Negad of the Brentford captain. As Chelsea were back in possession, Gallagher could hold on to that. Back into the hands of Moises Caicedo, who looks straight forward and finds Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez straight to the hands of Benchua, the standing captain for Chelsea. Goes back into the hands of Chalobah, who is having a rare start for Chelsea tonight.
Yeah, Chalobah in his game time. Because he's one of those guys that has the experience at the defense.
But the thing is, are they giving him game time to be able to play more for Chelsea, or giving him game time to actually increase his sell-on value?
It seems the interest from Bayern will cool down because it looks like Thomas Tuchel, the marriage between Thomas Tuchel and Bayern Munich, is practically coming to an end at the end of the season. So, and I think Chalobah is it is Thomas Tuchel that is interested in him, not really about the Bayern Munich club themselves. So I still think with that cooling off, and I think with the way he's beginning to come back, he went for a lengthy layoff. Yeah. And I think he can.
There's another chance for Chelsea finding themselves in the box of Brentford. What would they make out of that? But Cole Palmer could hold on to that, and it's Brentford who will be breaking out against Chelsea in the 4th or 5th minute of that encounter. And we've seen additional minutes being added by the center referee, as we've seen 4 to 5 minutes of action. We're into the 2nd minute of additional time in that game against Chelsea. It has really been a total dominant game from the Blues in this encounter, enjoying 71% of ball possession. Why Brentford, has 29% of ball possession. 8 total shots to Chelsea, 4 to Brentford. 1 shot on target to Brentford, 3 shots on target to Chelsea in this encounter, which shows total dominance from the Blues. But like we always say, it's one thing to dominate and it's another for you to win a game of football. And it's looking like Chelsea might just be going straight into the halftime break, leading in this London derby. And straight to the Bundesliga, where we're having about 4 or 5 fixtures going on. Is NDM against Frankfurt, and they are losing 2-0 in the 5th or 9th minute of that encounter. Union Berlin are losing 1-0 against Dortmund. Mainz and Mönchengladbach is currently 1-1 in the 60th minute. And Darmstadt and Augsburg losing 5-0 against Augsburg at home. And we also have Bochum against Leipzig. That game is currently 1-1 in the 58th minute. And yesterday, Bayern Munich actually lost tied on the title chase after playing out a draw in their Bundesliga fixture. Back to this game between Chelsea and Brentford in the additional minutes, currently in the 2nd minute of 2-minute additional time by the central referee. And it's half-time already in Brentford, and Chelsea will be going into the break 1-0 up against Brentford. What a game of football we are currently having at hand in this London derby.
Yeah, what a game, what a game. I'm not surprised with this first half performance because There's one thing I also noticed about Chelsea this season is that first half they come, they play all round, still kill sweet game, and second half they switch off. So I want to see the second half because second half is the most important part of any game of football. You can play very well in the first half if you don't hold on second half. That was what killed Bayern yesterday. They had a very good first half, but second half was nowhere to be found. So and football is a game of 2 halves. So I hope that Chelsea sit back, tell themselves some truth, and come back and come out all gun blazes, and maybe just extend the lead to like 4-5.
It's halftime in that game already between Fulham and Brighton. With Fulham leading 2-0. Also halftime in the game between Newcastle and Wolverhampton. Newcastle are leading 2-0 in that encounter. Halftime also in the game between Nottingham Forest and Liverpool. It's 0-0 at halftime. Tottenham Hotspur against Crystal Palace is 0-0 at halftime also. But let's go straight talking about Liverpool. 0-0 at halftime, and it's looking like the lot of injuries, worries for Liverpool is coming to tell in this team. Looking at the starting 11, is Kelly who is starting the goalpost for Liverpool in that game. Bradley continue playing as a right back, and Konate, Van Dijk playing as a pairing in centre back, and Robertson back in left back position for Liverpool. In midfield, the midfield trio of McAllister, Gomez, and Clark. Up front, we have Diaz, Gakpo, and Elliott. And it's still looking like a strong Liverpool side.
It looks like a strong Liverpool side, but the issue is if they need reinforcement from the bench, who will they call on to? Who will come and save the day? And football is many times won from the bench. So I think they missed the chance of getting some players in the general transfer window. I don't know, maybe it's due to FFP to balance their books, but I think that Liverpool will struggle to win this league because of injuries.
Okay, let's look at Nottingham Forest side. There's a surprising omission on this team, and it's Taiwo Awoni who is on the bench. It's Elanga who is starting up front for Nottingham Forest.
Maybe he wants to tweak some things a little. Maybe super sub syndrome, because I've seen Awoni come into that setup. He made them look better. They play with more direction when he's on the field. They play with more purpose. But the coach knows what he's doing actually. Let's see if it pays off. No, if it doesn't pay off, because at least every human being should be responsible for their actions. You bench your top man in an important game and you lose all 3 points, then you'll be blamed for it.
There's still 45 minutes to play in various centers across England. Let's see which of these teams will be get a victory in today's encounter. Chelsea coming into this game sitting at the 10th position. A win here will still put Chelsea at 10th position. But Brentford are having relegation worries around their neck as they're sitting deep at 16th position. This is not the Brentford we saw last season.
Yeah, this is not the Brentford we saw last season. A lot has actually happened. We don't see them win much of their games, but hey, their main man who scored goals for them was out for a very long period of time. Probably that is one of the reasons. And look at their situation, that they're just 5 points above the relegation zone prior to this match. And let's see, look at the score now, it's looking good. But right now they are down. In their last three matches, they played in the EPL, they have actually lost. They have not been good form. But let's see how they go from here.
Let's see how they go from here. Let's talk about some players in the Chelsea and the Brentford starting 11. And it's Nicholas Jackson, the striker for Chelsea today. Scored one and lose one controversially.
Yeah, he must lose. It's as if they must lose. Is it a must for them to lose? I don't know. Jackson, Sterling, Gallagher, all those guys. Before they score one, they might have lost 3. A very strong opponent that will punish you won't allow you come back, because once you miss a chance, they seal off the defense again. So when you have one chance, bury it. It is very important. You have to be clinical, and inexperience has come to play in this Chelsea. Really affected them. You can see them sometimes they look scared, sometimes they fidget, sometimes indecision, sometimes they just go blank. You will see some balls that you don't know even if Jackson wants to run with the ball or maybe want to stand. So all those things, you can just get the ball and you'll be blank. All those things happen with inexperience. So I think Chelsea needs to add experience going forward.
All right, the gaffer coming straight to you. We've seen Chelsea, there are surely, speculations of some strikers joining Chelsea. And one of them is Victor Osimhen, as a Nigerian striker who plays for Napoli. And we've seen the Napoli president, after Victor Osimhen got a hat-trick in the previous weekend, and said it's going to take a big money to sign Victor Osimhen from Napoli, and the release clause is around 130 million euros. Should Chelsea be going into the market and risking everything up for the Nigerian striker?
Of course, they need a striker. We can see what is happening now. The reason why Chelsea remain in 10th position is because of they are not making use of their chances. A lot of chances come and they missed it. They create a lot of chances. In fact, they are the team that have created chances more than any other team. But they are also the team that have lost chances more than any other team. Look at the clear-cut chances they miss. But with a player like Victor Osimhen, I'm very sure Chelsea will be winning matches. And I don't mind what happened in the AFCON. To me, to some extent, I want to say is the tactics of Pesero that has made Osimhen look like a goalkeeper, because he normally run back, he normally run back to go defend.
I'm just so happy when I saw that.
Okay, the news, we don't be Pesero as the Nigerian manager anymore.
Just so,
But
happy.
the replacement is also another problem. I'm talking about Austin Eguavoen.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, it's not a problem, because an average football fan doesn't want to be patient. If they had been patient with Eguavoen, give him the free hand you give a foreign coach, he would do better than Pesero. But whenever they put an indigenous coach right there, they don't give them breathing space. They don't give. Pesero picks whoever he wants to come and play for the Super Eagles. Give Eguavoen the free hand. Look at how we play in that AFCON. Yes, we lost against Tunisia, but there is a direction. There was look at the way the football was played on the field. It's a typical Nigeria.
What about the World Cup qualifiers?
The World Cup qualifier, yes. We went to Ghana, played 0-0. Came here, played 1-1. Away goal. Not as if it was worse than playing 1-1 with Lesotho.
Remember, we are playing South Africa.
Eguavoen, see, the way Nigeria plays is different. Nigeria don't sit back. Those players, that's why Iwobi was being bullied around, because he's not used to that kind of game. Can you just sit back, defend? And to me, honestly, Nigeria had a very poor nation.
Well, we'll keep those conversations for our Top Sport program on Friday, when we'll be dissecting everything about the Super Eagles and the future for the Super Eagles, what is going to happen with the managerial position in that Super Eagles. So come on Friday, we'll be here in the studio to give you everything in our analysis on Talk Sport. But back to the EPL and still talking about Chelsea. Ivan Toney is also out here, one of the strikers Chelsea are looking at. And yeah, it looks like a game that might be an audition for him to showcase himself to the Chelsea board.
I don't think it's Ivan Toney we need. I think we don't just need a goal scorer. We need a player that is dogged, a player that will keep shouting on his teammate until the end of the game. Players like Diego Costa, I know Osimhen has that trait too. You keep because these guys, they are good, but they need somebody to hatch it up inside them and start giving the goals. You saw Didier Drogba; he keeps charging. In the Champions League final 2012 or thereabout, when Chelsea conceded, Drogba said, I think was him talking to Mata, or Mata talking to him, that we can still score. And look at that statement. And Didier Drogba, the belief came, and they actually equalized. So it is about the mental capacity of this player. They need to improve mentally. They have the talent, but they need their mind to. I don't know why Chelsea went for just going for under. These things are predictable. It's just like you are building your house without cement and you expect it to crumble. It will. It's just very predictable.
Okay, you can hear that from Yemite. He's always emotional when he's on that side of the studio, dishing out analysis about Chelsea. Let's go straight to this game. Tottenham against Crystal Palace, another London derby that's currently eating up and still 0-0 at halftime. There's no Eberichi Eze, and there's no there's no Olise. Okay, there's Eberichi Eze who is back, sorry, for Crystal Palace in this game, yes. But there's still no Michael Olise in this team, and it has really been a shaky game for Crystal Palace in today's fixture.
Yeah, Crystal Palace, they just changed the new manager, and they won their last game. It might be new manager bounce, but it doesn't look like that, because it seems they struggled the last game. Second half, they now had a goal riot, but this game, I think, is a game that they can take, but will they take it? Because looking at it, they sold Zaha, but they've not replaced Zaha. That is the difference between the Crystal Palace of last season and this is it. Zaha is a lot. The numbers he raked in for Crystal Palace, they've not gotten anybody to replace him, and that is a loophole. That's a void. Even with Zaha, they were on the bottom of the second half of the table. Without him, they might go on relegation.
Yeah, they really need to replace Wilfried Zaha in the Crystal Palace of starting 11. And you can be a part of this conversation by joining or giving us your thoughts in our top chat and tell us what you feel about the game between Brentford and Chelsea and every other game going on in the EPL. Especially this game between Brentford and Chelsea. There's also a predicted win on Premier Sports Fan Center where you win yourself 5,000 naira. Predict the scoreline between Chelsea and Brentford. You have until of the start of second half to predict or to send in your prediction in that account. I'll send it to our top chat. I will read it out and promise to get back to you if your predictions come true after the match. And back to those EPL ties. I'm talking about this game between Chelsea and Brentford. I'm talking about Omar Miracle Modric. And let's look at Enzo Fernandez, who has really been the guy for Chelsea today. He has been everywhere in the midfield. You know, lot of criticism on this young man, but it's finally getting to gel with Caicedo in the Chelsea midfield.
Yeah, another thing I love about the criticism is that it has pushed some guys to hop. Gallagher, Casado, and Enzo. When you look at the way Enzo plays for the last 5 games, he has been improving. You know, he's beginning to get. Look at that pass to uh, Gallagher in the midweek, and he has been playing consistently. So I think Enzo will mature fast. The Enzo we saw this season, the next season will be better because now Casado, the whole noise about highest signing in British football, the noise it has now cooled, so it's now beginning to sink into the team. You can see his marking rate, and he's so dogged. And the Casado we know at Brighton is gradually coming back to play. But when you now look at it, there's still a little more to do. Casado in the role of his passes. He needs to work on his passes, but he's marking top notch, top quality, world-class marking system. But Enzo's distribution is not fully there yet. He needs to. There are some runs that he doesn't see. As a player, I love Fabregas. You know, when you look up, you see the whole field because that is what you are born
I just
to
took players like Fabregas
Ah,
outside there.
I hope we can still get. Oh, De Bruyne,
Oh, De
Bruyne
Bruyne,
to
yeah,
seize.
that is all.
You know, player that when they look up, they see the whole field. It's very easy. It's something that comes naturally, and Enzo have it, but I don't think he's using it.
Okay, let's go back to that Tottenham game and looking at the Tottenham starting 11. It's 4-2-3-1 formation for the manager in today's game, Angel, who also one of the London football writers manager of the year. I don't really know how he got to win that manager of the year in the London football writers award. But looking at the starting 11 is Vicario starting in goal post for Tottenham in the defense of having Emerson Royal and Destiny Gochi who are flanking Van de Ven and Christian Romero. In midfield is Rodrigo Bentancur and Yenes Juves Bisoma on the pivot role for Tottenham today. Up front, we have Timo Werner, who's still looking for his first goal for Tottenham in EPL. James Madison and Kulusevski in midfield. While up front is a Loma striker, Yumi Son. But seeing Timo Werner playing on the wing, and it looks like that was the same position he was playing when he was at Chelsea. And it's back at Tottenham, still struggling to get goals, but he has been thrown to the wing this time around.
Yeah, you know, when you look at the Champions League winning season of Chelsea, Timo Werner did a lot supporting than being the number 9. So I think he has the runs, he has the movement, but I think he lost something, maybe that cutting edge, that instinct to kill the game, and that instinct to score, that final touch, that final finish. And I think that's what has been lacking. But I think he needs to go back to his root. Maybe where he started from. Maybe get something in that environment. Maybe we'll begin to.
But he was back at Leipzig and everything didn't really work well for him.
Leipzig was not really where he started from. It was just where he started shining. But he needs to go back. Go and find the reason why you fell in love with it. Find the root. When you get to the root, you can easily arch it again. And because I know there are still a lot of goals in Timo Werner.
Okay, it's also a 3-4-2-1 formation for Crystal Palace in that counter. Is Sam Johnston in goal post, Joe Ward in defense, Anderson and Chris Richards making it as back 3 for Crystal Palace. It's a midfield of 4 of Monus, Adam Watson, Jefferson, Lamar, and Mitchell in midfield. While up front is Eberechi, Eze, Jordan Ayew, who are both flanking. That's Frenchman Matete up front. And it's the start of the second half in that game between Brentford and Chelsea. And it's Brentford who has a throw in. And they are chasing this game against Chelsea, looking for that equalizer very early into this game. How much of a threat do you think Ivan Toney and Wissa are to Chelsea this game?
Well, a very big threat for Chelsea. Given the fact that these two strikers are very dangerous, and sometimes Wizard also can come from the midfield to score a goal against Chelsea. And if you look at it, we can't conclude that Chelsea has a very strong defense, given the fact that coming to this match, they had 7 matches without a clean sheet, both top tier club and lower division scored against Chelsea. So that's a very big worry in this game. Having a dangerous striker like Evans and it's like in this match, that would be possibly the possibility of expecting the goal is very high.
Okay, and that goal for Nicholas Jackson means he has equaled Lukaku and Havertz best goal scoring season for Chelsea. Not really those type of statistics you really want to see, but he has actually equaled these two players best season for Chelsea.
That's one thing I don't like about statistics. I'm not really a fan of it like that, because when you look at it, he might score 3 against Luton. It will hard to hit. They will not say he scored 3 goals in one match. They will say he scored 3 goals in the last 3 games. It's just funny how they cover it up, a lot of their errors in statistics. And I think they need to do better. Really, really, let us bring football to the reality. Those guys that don't score, but they give their all every week, where are they? The stats doesn't cover them. So I think
that's a good chance for Brentford, but that's when we go into the back of the net and went straight into the hands of Petrovic, the Chelsea goalkeeper who has kept his position. And it's looking like Petrovic might just be the long-term first choice goalkeeper for Chelsea, even when Sanchez is back.
I prefer Petrovic. Because the distribution is so sure. Sanchez has not been really sure about his distribution. Look at Petrovic, the way he distributes the ball. And when it comes to saves, he has been massive. There was a Chelsea fan raising a stake that if not, that it doesn't know, I'm trying to quote him, it doesn't know if Pochettino usually check these guys in training, because had it been Sanchez didn't go for that injury, we wouldn't have discovered Petrovic and he would have been performing like this in training. Then why don't you just make decision? So I think Poch too has his own fair share of blame in Chelsea.
I get the start of second half in Everton Centre in England right now. Everton against West Ham has also restarted. That game is still 0-0. The game between Fulham and Brighton has also restarted. It's Fulham who are currently leading 2-0 at the Craven Cottage. Newcastle are to go up at St James Park against Wolverhampton. And Nottingham Forest are currently playing 0-0 against Liverpool. Tottenham Hotspur against Crystal Palace is also in the 47th minute. That game is still 0-0. And Liverpool will be needing a victory to actually keep themselves at the top of the EPL. They won't really want to have a lose right now in the EPL race. Looking at the Manchester City, will be facing off against Manchester United tomorrow. But the players, we saw Erling Haaland scoring 5 goals in the FA Cup. What's it called? Kevin De Bruyne with an hat-trick of assists.
I think
four assists.
Yeah. When you look at it, that is FA Cup. There's something about derby. You throw the format.
And we have a goal in that game between Chelsea and Brentford. It's Brentford who has equalized against Chelsea there. What a goal for Brentford, and that is the equalizer. Brentford are back in the 50th minute of this encounter. And who else than Rasmussen, who has just given Brentford the equalizer against Chelsea. What a way to start the second half at the Brentford Community Stadium.
Yeah, expectedly. The second half always performing on below par. We're still talking about it. They could have done better with this chance.
Where were the central backs? And that looks who lost that? That was it's not Malo Gusto who lost his man there. Let's see again. But Chelsea who have actually equalized, who has conceded a goal against Brentford in the 50th minute of this London derby. What a way Malo Gusto actually lost his man there. And the Chelsea defenders were actually, ruptured there by the Brentford strikers. What a goal for Brentford against Chelsea. Distance should also be doing better there. He was slow in tracking there.
Look at it. It was Casedo that could have blocked that, but you can't blame him too.
Yeah.
I think it's Gusto that slept off that. I think Gusto lost his marker right there.
All right, it's game on in that game between Brentford and Chelsea, and it's Brentford who are back in that game against Chelsea. It's 1-1 right now in the 54th minute. And Chelsea has a chase, and Brentford also has a chase to do against them in this encounter. Nottingham Forest against them, Liverpool still 0-0, and Liverpool has a good chance there, but Nottingham Forest defended very well, and they'll be clearing their lines against Liverpool in that encounter. 53rd minute gone in that game, 53 minutes, sorry, gone in that game between Nottingham Forest and Liverpool. It's still 0-0, and the goal is very much important for Liverpool in that fixture. But we know Jurgen Klopp, he knows how to, work out those 3 points when he needs it.
Yeah, he knows how to, but not all the time. So sometimes he might be unlucky. So let's just see if today we actually favor him, because it looks like Nottingham Forest are not easy to defeat at all.
Yeah.
They can defend all through, and especially they are 17th on the log, and they need to start raking in points if they want to stay in the Premier League.
I'm not be surprised Nottingham Forest can win that match against Liverpool today.
That is what that Nottingham Forest can do. If they take their chances, that is what is very much important for Nottingham Forest. Unlike the Tottenham game now, we've seen Tottenham, total domination in the first half. 82% of ball possession to Tottenham, and just 18% of the ball to Crystal Palace. And Tottenham have really failed to threaten at the front of goal. Just one shot on target in the whole of this game.
Yeah, just one shot on target, but when you look at it...
Yes, another chance for Brentford to go to goal. That was the woodwork to the rescue for Chelsea. Or a shot there from Janet, which kept Petrovic rooted to his foot there. But that will be going to the back of the net. And it's Brentford who are currently threatening Chelsea in the early stages of the second half. It's looking like all is not really working well for Chelsea in this encounter. 52 minutes gone. It's still Brentford 1, Chelsea 1. Sassy was lost there.
Yeah, it's not. They just put pressure on these guys, because how did that guy lose that ball in that dangerous area? You saw a man on him. Why did you still set the pass to him? Why not do the
Brentford with a throw in? A guy is still an opportunity, and a big save there from Petrovic for Chelsea. And they'll throw that out for Chelsea to attack against Brentford here. He has an opportunity for Chelsea to attack, but easily cut out there. It's Nicholas Jackson who is on the ball with it. Oh, okay. It's out for a throw-in to Chelsea in that encounter. And it's 53 minutes gone already at the Brentford Community Stadium. It's still 0-0, 1-1, between Chelsea and Brentford. And here's a chance for the Chelsea player, Cole Palmer, to send one into the box. Returns it to Malo Gusto. Gallagher, who returns it back into the hands of Cole Palmer. And yes, Chelsea attacking right now against Brentford. Yeah, he's that's Cole Palmer in the middle. And here's Enzo Fernandez on the ball, sends one straight into the hands of Malo Gusto, who fancy a cross into the box. But this time around, there's no Chelsea player to eat onto that, and it's going to be a goal kick to Brentford in that process. 54 minutes gone in that encounter. It's still 1-1 between Chelsea and Brentford.
Yeah, still 1-1. Expectedly, Chelsea conceded again. Inconsistency defensively, and that's the hallmark of Chelsea season. They play one half, the second half they just collapse, and it's not a good thing to talk about. But I hope that they can learn from this and actually move on from it.
Okay, let's see if they can learn from this. And yeah, it's still Chelsea enjoying the better share of possession against Brentford. And the Gaffer, do you think the manager should be going to the bench? We can see that there's Raheem Sterling on the bench. He might also be brought into this game.
Yeah. Sterling can come in, because they need a lot of bite in that forward right now against Brentford. They need to trouble the defense, keep them busy in that defensive line, so that they can draw a little bit backward. Because we look at the second half, the way they attack Chelsea was so high, they made them uncomfortable in the defense, and they got the goal against Chelsea.
There's a chance for Chelsea there. Brentford clearing their lines against the Blues in the 55th minute, which means we've seen 10 minutes of action already in the second half. And it's still 1-1 in that game between Chelsea and Brentford. He has a chance for Brentford to get one against Chelsea. And that is a kick on whistle, but the referee is not having any of that as he allows players to continue. And we can see the Brentford players cycling the referee there. That might just be a yellow card if being checked to a Chelsea player. That is Moses Caicedo going into that tackle. Wow, he got the leg there.
He got the ball.
He got the ball.
Wasn't the ball the leg?
He got the ball.
He got the ball.
He got the ball.
Right.
And that was why the referee was not interested in blowing. Let's see, there will be a yellow card, but I don't think it's a yellow card offense.
Yeah, it was a clean. Caicedo who has just gotten a clear state on that tackle there, and it looks like it's as clean as a white for the Chelsea player in that account. 56 minutes of action gone in that game. It's still 1-1 between Brentford and Chelsea. And Chelsea will be looking to get themselves back into this game. And looking at the ball possession, it's still Chelsea enjoying the better share with 72% of ball possession. And Brentford having just 28% of ball possession. 9 total shots for Brentford, 9 for Chelsea. 3 shots on target for the Blues and 4 shots on target for Brentford. And it shows how much threatening Brentford has been in the second half. And it's a free kick to Brentford off that foul from Caicedo. And they'll be looking to send one into the Chelsea's box to try and destabilize the Chelsea players. And if that might just be a second goal for Brentford in this encounter, let's see what they'll be making out of this free kick. It's the number 12 player for Brentford. I'm talking about Reguilon, the Tottenham player who is on loan at Brentford. He'll be standing on that and looks set to take that and send one straight into the Chelsea box. And let's see what they'll be making out of this. It's Chelsea who has regained possession. Malo Gusto on the ball and sends one straight into the hands of Kopama. Gallagher, sorry, who tries to switch position. But back into the hands of Brentford there in the midfield. And that is Chelsea being sandwiched there. And the referee will be spotting an infringement and a foul against Frank Oyeka, the Nigerian midfielder, in the process.
Yeah, so when you look, I think it's a wet pitch. So it makes playing on it more difficult. When you look at that tackle from America, it's not that, I don't think it's that harsh with the way Gusto was rolling on the floor. So, but secondly, I would like to say that Chelsea, I think the fitness trainer of Chelsea is not doing the job, because when you have a team play with high tempo in the first half, they can't sustain it in the second half. That means their fitness is not enough. Look at the way Chelsea is. The first half was way better than what we've seen in the second half so far. The same thing against Man City. Different games like that, you can begin to count that the first half is mostly better than the second half. And they need to do something about it.
Okay, yes, some Brentford breaking out against Chelsea, but Ivan Toney will be getting that run against the Chelsea defenders. And the referee says no to that call from Wisa, who is looking for a foul there. And here is Moises Caicedo breaking out for Chelsea, and it's Enzo Fernandez on the ball, sends one long straight into the hands of Gallagher. It's Gallagher coming inward for Chelsea, and looks outward and drops a pass for Malo Gusto, the French 20 years old right back, holds onto that ball, sends one straight back into the hands of Gallagher. It's Gallagher still on the ball for Chelsea, comes inward and finds the passes, run of Kopama there. Kopama on the ball inward for Chelsea, looks out and finds the runnings of Benchua there. And yes, Chelsea attacking against Brentford. Enzo Fernandez on the ball, passes the long shot, and that sails off wide the goalpost of Brentford. And it's going to be a goal kick to Brentford in the 58th minute of this encounter. 59 minutes of this encounter.
Yeah, that was a good attempt, but really needs to start putting it on target, because it's very important. Sometimes, these teams, they play low blocks, so sometimes you need to start shooting from outside the box, and that's what he has tried. Though he didn't get it on target, maybe the next one will actually be on target.
Yeah, and finally, talking about the team who has just hit the target is Everton, who has just broken the deadlock against West Ham. It's Beto with the first goal for Everton in that encounter, and that goal came in the 5th or 6th minute. It's Everton leading 1-0 against West Ham right now at the Goodison Park in that encounter. Brighton against Fulham is still 2-0. Fulham leading in that encounter. And Newcastle still leading against Wolverhampton 2-0. Nottingham Forest against Liverpool is still 0-0. Same way Tottenham Hotspur against Crystal Palace is still 0-0 in the 58th minute. And we've gotten to 1 hour mark in that game between Chelsea and Brentford. It's still 1-1 in that encounter. Mike, do you think now is the time for Pochettino should go to his bench and bring in some of those players?
Yeah, I think the players, they are not playing at that tempo they started the game with in the first half. So it signifies that maybe some of them are already getting tired. So I think adding new blood to the game is not a bad idea. But hey, who will he withdraw? Because it is a very dicey time to just make a change. If he gets it wrong, it will be really damning for Chelsea. So I think he needs to be calm, watch it maybe for more 5 minutes or 10 minutes, then try to reach out.
Yes, on Brentford trading some passes and they cross straight into the Chelsea box there. Well, Ivan Toney couldn't hold on to that, and it's still Brentford with chance against Chelsea. And finally, just what was that from the Chelsea defenders? We can see the Brentford players asking for a penalty, and it's always is Malo Gusto with breaking out for Chelsea. There should be a chance for Chelsea to.
Why will you
Why
want to
was he
What did you
coming
do?
decide?
out? Well,
Why?
here's a good chance for Chelsea.
Oh!
What a miss
Cole
there from
Palmer.
Cole Palmer. What a chance for the Chelsea midfielder. But he couldn't put that into the back of the net. And sense that's why what an opportunity for the Blues there. But that's only going to the back of the net. And it's out for a goal kick to Brentford in the 61st minute. And this should be a goal.
This should be a goal. Why? And he just missed it and did as if nothing happened. These kinds
Wow.
of chances.
Well, what a chance for Chelsea there. And this Malo Gusto who is a
The
provider
effort of
again.
Gusto just wasted it.
Oh,
Honestly,
no.
that's terrible.
You know, that's one of those things about Chelsea. If you look at the number of goals they've missed, clinical goals, it's just too much for a team, and it's not good for the Chelsea squad. Honestly,
It's not really good for Chelsea after 8 on the counter, but they won't be getting the second goal in that process. And here's a free kick to Chelsea after Disasi was brought down there by Regulion in that midfield area. As the free kick easily and quickly taken by the Chelsea players. And here is Cole Palmer who is on the ball, sends one straight into the left arm position of Chelsea players. And here is Ben Chilwell coming inward, returns the pass to Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer back to Ben Chilwell. Ben Chilwell with a low cross into the box. But that's won't be finding the run is up Nicholas Jackson in the box for Chelsea. And yes, Chelsea were back in possession. Disasi with the ball sends one straight back into the hands of the Chelsea goalkeeper. Petrovic, who returns one straight into the midfield to Enzo Fernandez, and Chelsea. Moises Caicedo on the ball there sends one straight, trying to locate the runnings of a Chelsea teammate. And here is Brentford will be kicking that out of danger zone. And yes, Chelsea were back in possession after playing 1-1 at 64 minutes, and we'll have a first substitution in that game between Nottingham Forest and Liverpool, and it's Taiwo Awoni who has been thrown in, and Origi, Elanga.
Origi went
It was
out.
not Origi.
Origi went out.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was Origi who was actually
and Eze just scored for
replaced.
Crystal Palace.
And it's Eze who has just scored for Crystal Palace against the run of play. Tottenham dominating play. Crystal Palace gets in the first goal in that encounter. What a way for Berechi Eze to come back for Crystal Palace. Getting another goal in the 59th minute. And right now, it's Tottenham who are trailing 1-0 in that London derby.
Yeah, football is not about possession. Football is about what you do with possession. If it's about possession, Chelsea will be maybe top 4 in the league.
Yes, another chance for Brentford, but that will be going to the back of the net. We saw with that towering header there, but couldn't pick out that goal post, and it's out for a goal kick to Chelsea in that encounter.
And looking at this game, this is one of the weakest Brentford team that has played.
Yeah, they have about
Chelsea.
7 players out injured.
And when you look at even on the field of play, their performance, and Chelsea should be up like 3-4-0 against this team. Honestly, really, it's tiring times for Chelsea.
Wow, we can hear that sound from Yema. It is really, really a tiring time to be a Chelsea fan. He has a goal kick to Chelsea, and there's the Chelsea goalkeeper Petrovic taking a long one, tries, and that was easily cut out there by Zanka, the Brentford midfielder, and sends the long one straight into the hands of Frank Oyeka, but easily cut out there by the Chelsea defender. It's still they are hereby trading headers with themselves in this encounter. Yeah, it's Brentford who will be putting that on the foot and tries to send that out of the Chelsea half to the Chelsea half. Sorry, and here is Trevor Chaloba who has recovered that for Chelsea, sends one straight into the midfield. And Chelsea losing possession back to Brentford in the sensible position of the pitch. And yes, still Brentford enjoying the better share of possession against Chelsea in the 65th minute of this game. And we are just 5 minutes away from approaching the 70th minute. And we have about just 25 minutes to go in regulation time in this game between Chelsea and Brentford, and still 1-1 in that game. A lot of chances, clear-cut chances falling into the hands of Chelsea, but it's BCM or Gallo that is a big chance missed from the Blues in this encounter. Yes, to Chelsea enjoying better share of possession, but the referee says no. And they spotted an infringement against the Chelsea player Malo Gusto, who is really having a game in this encounter.
Yeah, Malo Gusto is really having a good game, but the other guys needs to come to the party. And with the way it is, I remember the attitude of the Chelsea I used to know that you miss that kind of a chance, you will almost hit the ground, the way your body reaction, your mood. But they just miss that chance and they just move on like nothing is at stake. It's just a funny thing. The attitude is not there anymore. Look at it. They're not solid. Look
Here's a
at
cross straight into the Chelsea half, into the Chelsea box, but that's only going to the back of the net. As it's going to be a goal kick to Chelsea in the 66th minute. And it's a goal also in the game between Everton and West Ham, with West Ham scoring and equalizing against Everton. And who else than the former Everton defender, Zuma, getting the equalizer for West Ham in that encounter. 64 minutes gone in that game. It's Everton 1, West Ham 1.
yeah, Everton won, West Ham won. And that game looks more like a game that will end in a draw because the two teams has not had the best of the best season. They've just been here and there. And I think over time, the two teams need to start raising the bar, the same way Newcastle is now raising the bar, so that they can compete with the big boys. And let's see where they can get to in the league.
That's where they can get in the league. And yeah, he's Brentford attacking against Chelsea right now. And back into the hands of it's Oyenka on the ball. Straight one pass with Ivan Toney there. And yeah, he's Brentford attacking against Chelsea with this great chance for them to double their lead in this game, but that won't be happening. And yes, Chelsea trying to break out on the counter. Easily recovered here by Brentford. Will be looking to attack against the Blues in this encounter. And it has really been a different game for Chelsea in the second half. We saw them in the first half, looking unstoppable. But in the second half, it looks like this team has really tired of.
Yeah, that's what I keep saying. Look at the Manchester City game. Look at the last Liverpool game, Carabao Cup. So I think they gas out easily. And maybe I think that's one of the things that might be the problem. They lose strength easily. Maybe they need to work more on their fitness. Maybe they are not really fit enough. Maybe the guys are not serious enough. I think disciplinary rules should start coming in play in Chelsea. Those things, they shape teams, they shape the discipline of the team.
Yeah, it's Brentford attacking against Chelsea. And Ziva Tony on the ball, sends a long cross, but that's eluded all the Brentford players in the box. And the 68th minute gone in that game, and still 1-1 between Chelsea and Brentford. Ivan Tony, he hasn't really been there for Brentford today, but he's a deadly striker, and you know what he can do in front of the goal.
Yeah, once he's presented with a chance, we know if Anthony can convert. If there's a striker that you can rely on to bring home the goodies, one of them is Ivan Toney, and I think he will be getting that move this summer. So most likely to a better club with more, more supplies from the midfield.
Okay, the Gaffer is still 0-0 in that game between Nottingham Forest and Liverpool. And that game is in 70th minute, 20 more minutes to go. And it's looking like Liverpool might just be losing 2 points against Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, it's looking like that. But, one thing about this Liverpool, they are late winners. In most of their fixtures, we see them come back towards the dying embers of the game, taking all the 3 maximum points in that encounter. We've seen it in their previous matches. And sometimes Klopp know how to gamble the game, and it works for him. But sometimes I know one day it is going to that gamble will not work for him. And talking about playing with Nottingham Forest in their own home is one thing that you don't need to gamble, because those guys are very dangerous. They are very.
Why did you say Klopp is gambling?
It's a gamble game sometimes. Sometimes
it's not. Is it gambling this one? It's not gambling.
Here's a chance for Brentford.
And the
second goal. Wizard with the second goal for Brentford. What an acrobatic kick right there from the DR Congo midfielder to double the lead for Brentford. And it's Brentford who are currently 2-1 up against Chelsea in the 69th minute. What a turnaround for Brentford in this encounter.
They have been sluggish defensively, the Chelsea team. Look at a lot of loose balls that Brentford has not been able to pounce on until they pounce on this one. How can they be so lackadaisical in the defense? It's tiring, honestly. Wow. It's just like an academy team is playing football. And honestly, look at the space in the box. Look at the men, 2 men going to one.
Big the spots. There was nothing Petrovic could do to that. Good to see that coming. And it's Chelsea who are back up to factory reset, losing 2-1 right now against Brentford in the 70th minute.
In a game they were controlling in the first half. Comfortably controlling.
Let's see if they don't pay VR check. I don't really expect there should be a VR check.
There's no VR check.
Actually, but there was nobody marking Wisa there.
Nobody.
That has to be the question.
Look at the beautiful goal. I think this one can be one. This kind of goal can line up for the goal of the week. Very beautiful, bicycle kick there from Wisa, who just came from the African Cup. We saw him in the last encounter. He has been, he has been everywhere. We've seen him in this match. He has been doing a good job in the midfield against Chelsea. And Yes, Esford has been crowned with a goal here, and that's one thing I've been talking about Chelsea. They need to work on how to be, both clinical
Well,
defense wise.
finishing has really been a problem for Chelsea in
Yeah,
this game. Finishing has really been a
finishing,
large
and they
problem.
look at it. This is the eighth game now. They've not been able to keep clean sheet. They've not been able to keep. This is the eighth game now, back to back to back to back. This one making it eight. They've not been able to.
Yes, Chelsea
And
making
you
a
want to win it.
substitution is Enzo Fernandez will be withdrawn, and Zuniako Modric will be thrown into this game for the remaining 20 minutes to pursue or chase this game for Chelsea. And this is one of my biggest problems with Pochettino and bringing in Miyako Modric. This is a player who hasn't really settled down in this Chelsea team, and you always bring him in when there's always problem for Chelsea. Don't you think that keeps on putting more pressure on Modric?
I don't. As far as I'm concerned, I'm beginning to lose faith in Poch because some of his decisions are so questionable as far as I'm concerned. Especially when you have Thiago Silva and you are playing a three-man defense and you don't bring that experience into play. Chelsea has been sloppy defensively today. Now, look at the substitution, bringing out Enzo. For, it, it's just an annoying thing to see because is it Enzo that he should be withdrawing at this point in time? Enzo that is the guy that is pushing the football forward. Honestly, I don't know what he's thinking, but I just hope it works for him. If it doesn't work, it will just take a walk.
Well, 18 more minutes to go in that game between Brentford and Chelsea at the Brentford Community Stadium. It's Brentford who has restored parity in that game, and they're currently leading. Not just restored parity, they came back into the second half, equalized against Chelsea, and now they are front in that encounter, leading 2-1 in this London derby against Chelsea in this game. But it's a well-deserved one for Brentford, looking at how wasteful Chelsea has really been up front. Clear-cut chances for both Cole Palmer and Nicholas Jackson, but they actually flopped those chances. But looking at that celebration from Nicholas Jackson when he scored for Chelsea, there was no point in you shutting up the opponent fans.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I almost wanted to talk about that. When he scored that goal and I saw that celebration, I was looking at it and I said, okay, what is wrong with England? You don't have rules guiding this. We saw that in Saudi Arabia when Ronaldo went to celebrate. When they were, it was the fans who were shouting Messi, Messi when Ronaldo was playing ball, and Ronaldo scored the goal and went, and it was suspended. It was banned for one match. But here I don't know what's the rules here of FA in this. So let's that to me, I it was uncalled for that kind of celebration.
Okay, there's a call for. We're currently in the 73rd minute in that game, and Chelsea was free kick against Brentford in this game. Let's see what Chelsea will be making out of this. The Sansi on the ball returns on to Petrovic in goal post for Chelsea. Finds Trevor Chalobah, who is starting his first EPL game for Chelsea in a long time, back into the hands of Petrovic, who takes a long one out there, tries to locate the runnings of Malo Gusto. But that's when we get into Malo Gusto, and it's out for a throwing to Brentford. But talking about Petrovic, for every positivity we talk about these goalkeepers, I think his shortcoming has really been his long service.
it's long service, but long service will go to a player that is well positioned. What is the positioning of these players? How will he pick them up with passes? Do they open up for passes on time? These players, when you look at playing from the back, that's one of the key things. You find space to stay so that you can get the pass. Because if a guy is on you, two guys on you, it won't be easy to locate you, to pinpoint you with a pass. And any pass that you set that doesn't get to the person you intend to becomes a loose pass. So it's very important for these guys to improve on their positional play.
Okay, let's see if Chelsea will get an equalizer as they're currently chasing this game against Brentford. It's the 75th minute, which means we have 15 more minutes to go in this encounter between Chelsea and Brentford. And it's still Brentford leading 2-1 in the 75th minute. And Thomas Frank and his boys will have to defend or try to attack against Chelsea and get a needed third goal in this encounter. Or will it be Chelsea coming back into this game? And that should be an infringement against Brentford, and the free kick, which was rightly be given by the referees, the Sassi, who has just won Chelsea a free kick in the midfield. 75 minutes gone in that game. It's still Brentford 2, Chelsea 1. And to other centers, the scoreline still remains the same with Everton against West Ham currently 1-1 in the 73rd minute. 74 minutes gone in the game between Fulham and Brighton. It's Fulham leading 2-0 in that encounter. Newcastle against Wolverhampton is 2-0 to Newcastle, and that game is in the 72nd minute. Nottingham Forest against Liverpool is in the 77th minute, and it's still 0-0 with Liverpool needing one goal to maintain their position in the first as on the first in the first sorry on the log, because knowing fully well a game before Manchester City takes on Manchester United tomorrow, and if they should draw this game and lose points, well, I don't really know where they'll find themselves tomorrow.
It will be very difficult for them to come back because looking at the squad of Liverpool, you begin to wonder is this the team that has actually brought Liverpool this far? Staying top of the table. They are gradually winding down. I know some due to injury because we are not seeing Mo Salah play featuring again, and the likes of Zoboslai. Okay, Zoboslai is on the bench today. Yeah. We have not seen them feature, and I don't know why. Sometimes you see
injury.
You see, so even though Zoboslai is still in the substitution bench, but
He's just coming back from injury. You can't expect him to
substitution
just
for
start
Brentford, and Frank Oyeka will be withdrawn by the manager there, who has had a very good game for the past 75 minutes. He has really been a revelation for Brentford since coming back from the Nations Cup.
Yeah, he had a very good Nations Cup, and Brentford, that's practically the way they play. They mark almost all through the game. So I think coming back, Thomas Frank Soda is an informed player. Then you start them straight, and that's the way to go.
Okay, let's see what will be happening in this remaining 14 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. 13 more minutes to go in regulation time in that game, as we're currently in the 77th minute, and still Chelsea chasing this game against Brentford, who are leading comfortably against Chelsea. 2-1 the lead, and they'll be looking to maintain that status quo for the next 14 minutes of this game. Yes, Chelsea, who are currently breaking out against Brentford, were easily dispossessed and recovered there by Brentford, who are currently attacking against Chelsea. And the fancy cross into the box with this great chance for the third goal. What a save there from Petrovic. What a big save from the Chelsea goalkeeper, denying Brentford that third goal in that process.
Is it the goalkeeper or the
woodwork?
Woodwork. It was the woodwork.
I think it was the woodwork right there.
It has really been Brentford who has been everywhere against Chelsea in the second half, turning possession and enjoying the better share of possession in this process. And yes, Chelsea breaking out against Brentford. And let's see if Chelsea can actually utilize this process, this movement from them in the 78th minute. 12 more minutes to go in regulation time. There's still a lot of time for Chelsea to chase this game. And yes, Brentford who has regained possession and attacking against Chelsea right now. And what would they be making out of this? They look to attack, but that is going to be an infringement. And the referee rightly called out. It's a free kick to Brentford in the 78th minute of this encounter.
Yeah, and it doesn't even look like Chelsea wants to score. Chelsea are down. It looks more like Brentford wants to extend their lead. I don't know the attitude. I don't know the response. It is really, really, really annoying.
Wow, honestly. That was a big chance for Brentford there, but they couldn't get that into the back of the net. It's really a poor Chelsea. Yeah, we can see another substitution for Chelsea. Colwill will be withdrawn from this Chelsea starting 11, and his Raheem Sterling will be thrown back into this encounter for Chelsea. And it looks like they'll be going back to a 4-man defense right now.
Yeah, 4-man defense, maybe 4-5-1 or thereabout. But hey, if you look at the way these games are, if there's one team you don't want to go down against, it's Brentford, because they defend with their lives. They play low blocks, and every team Chelsea has played that plays low block, Chelsea has struggled. Teams like this, Brentford defeating Chelsea home and away is terrible. Honestly, it's terrible. You can't just justify it, even though you are trying to build a team or not. It is unjustifiable, honestly. I'm beginning to lose faith in Poch, honestly. Because though when it was coming, I wasn't really a big fan. I was just like, oh, let's see. And Tottenham is back.
Yes, Tottenham was just equalized against Crystal Palace in that game. Is in the 78th minute. What a way for them to come back in that London derby. Let's see who the goal scorer is for Tottenham. We'll be updating you on the goal scorer for Tottenham in a moment from now. And back to the game between Chelsea and Brentford. That game is in the 80th minute. And still Chelsea were chasing from winning to now chasing a game against Brentford. And it's Tomo Werner who got that equalizer for Tottenham. And I was still talking about him looking for his first goal. Yeah. Finally, he got that goal for Tottenham today in the London derby.
And in an important game, because losing this game will have really, really affected them psychologically.
Yeah, it's Brentford who are returning that back into the hands of their goalkeeper, and sends one straight into the midfield, but easily cut out there by Chelsea. And yes, Brentford were back in possession. Raheem Sterling going head to head against some Brentford player there. But he won the ball back there. And yes, a
Gallagher
chance for
can
Chelsea.
shoot.
Gallagher with the ball finds and blazes one straight for Cole Palmer. And he's got Malo Gusto on the ball, finds himself in the box and dribbles his man. And what will Chelsea be making out of this? Returns a pass back into the hands of Cole Palmer, who looks to shape himself and for a cross or a pass there, returns it back into the hands of Malo Gusto. Malo Gusto on the right wing tries a cross, but goes out, and it's going to be a corner kick to Chelsea in the 81st minute. 9 more minutes for Chelsea to get an equalizer against the spirited Brentford.
Yeah, 9 more minutes to try to come back into the game. But as far as I'm concerned, I think it is a game that is really, 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 really annoying for every Chelsea fan to see, because you can't be throwing away leads like this. What is the game plan of the coach? We need to start asking questions, because how can you play one half in a game of football that has 2 halves? What is the attitude of the players? We saw them lose chances and they do like nothing is at stake. Now, what is the attitude? What is the discipline level of those players? They are young. If they are not mentored well, they will become a disaster. Honestly, you can't lose clear-cut chances and you do as if nothing is. Even we see Ronaldo that has scored over 800 goals, whenever he miss one single chance, you see his attitude. But these guys, they lose chances as if nothing
Yes,
is
Raheem
at stake.
Sterling on the ball for Chelsea. Cross one into the box there, but there was nobody to get a leg onto that. He's going to go out for a corner kick to Chelsea in the 82nd minute of this game. Let's watch also be making out of this corner kick. Back to that game between Liverpool and Tottenham. Is Liverpool and Nottingham Forest. That game is in the 85th minute, and it's still 0-0 between Nottingham Forest and Liverpool. And it's Tottenham who has just got in the lead against Crystal Palace. Back-to-back goals for the Spurs in this encounter. And what a way for them to come back into this
What is
encounter.
this?
And yeah, it's Romero with a second goal for Tottenham. Back-to-back goal within 3 minutes.
Back goal, that's the winning spirit of a team that actually want to win. Look towards the embers. They scored a late goal within 2 minutes. I think, and put them top. I think it's going to change their position in the table right now.
There's Cole Palmer who size up that goalkeeper there. But it's a good save for the Brentford goalkeeper. And it's out for another corner kick to Chelsea. It has really been a dicey game in this encounter. Let's watch Chelsea will making out of this corner kick. They've been goal galore in EPL, except that game between Nottingham Forest, and that looks like the equalizer for Chelsea. And that is the equalizer. And it's Disasi with the equalizer for Chelsea in the 84th minute of this encounter. What a way to come back into this game. But it's still not the kind of result Chelsea fans we want. 83 minutes gone in that game between Chelsea and Brentford. It's currently 2-2. Disasi with that goal for Chelsea.
Yeah, the last time when Brentford defeated Chelsea home and away is far back 1938-39 season. And beating Chelsea in this in the century, back home and away. I don't know. So honestly, it's not good for Chelsea, but good. Right now they have equalized. Let's see if they can maintain it to the end.
Let's see if
Not
Chelsea
just
can
about
maintain
maintaining.
that.
Chelsea cannot be playing Brentford, and you say Chelsea will try to go away with a draw.
But
and be happy.
they don't have what
No,
it takes.
no. They have what it takes.
But supposing they want Chelsea, what would we have said?
It is still abysmal. You can't say, see, there are standards in everything. You can't say, there are some situations that if you keep saying half bread is better than no, you will never get the
There is a
full
situation where you'll be begging for a draw. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you, see,
Not this time. Not this time.
if you start against Brentford, if you start saying, oh, half bread is better than no, you will never get
that
full
is.
And yes, right.
The winning
Chelsea with that breeze. So no, that's when we get into the back of the net. And that's the stories of Chelsea when they have a chance. The ball has to go into the back of the net before the Chelsea fans can celebrate a goal for Chelsea. Yes, Chelsea breaking out against Brentford, but Brentford regaining possession and attacking against Chelsea right now. But straight into the hands of Chalobah there. And goes straight back into the hands of Petrovic, the Chelsea goalkeeper. And it's Chelsea who will be breaking out, trying to get a late victory against Brentford in this encounter. But they need to be very much careful at the back there not to concede in that process.
Yeah, they need to be careful. And look at that follow-up chance from Sterling. He should be doing better. How many times will they have to say this? And I think after this season, a lot of these guys should be out of Chelsea. Honestly, I don't. Well, they said that the new owners are looking for a long-term project.
Yeah.
But that's if Chelsea stay in the Premier League.
That's actually a big goal from a Chelsea fan. You know, there's one beautiful thing about sitting out here. I'm not really a Chelsea fan, so I'm not really enjoying my game of football. Yes,
Yeah,
still
very
Chelsea
neutral.
currently in possession of the ball against Nottingham Forest, against Brentford. Sorry, let's see what Chelsea will be making out of this encounter. It's still about 5 to 4 minutes to go in this encounter as we're currently approaching the 86th minute in this game between Chelsea and Brentford. It's currently 2-2 in that tie at the Brentford Community Stadium. Yes, the Sassy, the goal scorer on the ball, finds the run is of Moises Caicedo. And yes, Chelsea attacking right now against Brentford. What would they make out of this? Moises Caicedo on the ball and lays one or owes onto it and returns it back into the midfield. And outward there is Chelsea and it's Raheem Sterling on the ball. Looks inward and the cross, yeah, was that, but it's Brentford who clears the line off against Chelsea. Yes, the Chelsea again in possession, but the referee spotted an infringement, and it's going to be a free kick to Brentford.
Yeah.
You know, most times I don't know why most times I don't like Sterling in the Chelsea squad, but most time when I see when he comes in, you know, so when he comes in, I'm coming. Hold on, let me land. Anytime he comes in, he changes the face of the game. Even when it's a game, he brings pressure to the defense of the opponent. Look at it now.
Look at this chance. Which face did he take?
Course.
Which face? What did he do?
Any other striker can miss this goal. Any other striker can miss this goal. But look at it. Look at it.
Look at what we are looking at.
He beat the first one.
Okay, we are looking at it. What are Sterling added positively than negative? Look, when you weigh it, positive and negative. You know how many chances Sterling had lost against Man City? He was responsible for us not winning that game. Though he scored one.
Though he scored one, you know.
So these things you can't just say. I spoke about half bread.
Yeah.
If you keep saying half bread is better than you will never get
another thing I want us to look at. Now look at the playing of Chelsea before Sterling came in. It was like they were tired, but he has brought fresh air into, and now you can see Chelsea now attacking. They even scored one, you know, and trying to score a winning goal. So those are the kind of things it brings. It's not about sometimes scoring all the goal, but it brings balance to the attack of Chelsea.
Okay, you can hear that from the Gaffer that Raheem Sterling brings balance to the Chelsea starting 11 or the Chelsea team. Let's see if that balancing is really going to be enough for Chelsea in this game, as they have to play the next 2 minutes, you know, chasing a victory or a win against Brentford in this encounter. It shouldn't be the standards for Chelsea. It's a big team.
Look at the chances they got in the first half, and they lost those clear-cut chances. Now they came into the second half, were so sloppy defensively, and considered 2 goals that could have been avoidable. Honestly, we need to start picking spread it down, start picking the puzzles together one after the other. What is this? This looks more like an average team, you know, that will fight relegation and maybe go back to the middle of the table. It is not a team that wants to challenge. They are not playing like a team that wants to kill it.
There's an opportunity for Chelsea to attack against Brentford. Raheem Sterling tries to allocate the run. He's of Cole Palmer, but that cross inward won't be getting into the hands of the Chelsea player. Yes, Cole Palmer still on the ball. Opportunity for Chelsea to attack, and it's Nicholas Jackson returns it back to Cole Palmer, but straight into the hands of flicking the Brentford goalkeeper. As that won't be threatening the goalkeeper as we're approaching the 8th and 9th minute of this encounter. Still 2-2 between Chelsea and the Brentford in that game. And the game between Nottingham Forest and Liverpool is into additional time, and still 0-0 between Liverpool and Nottingham Forest. And it's looking like finally they might be losing their run on the league.
No, the Arsenal fans right now will be happy, and Manchester City fans also will be happy.
Arsenal Sheffield United on Monday.
In fact, Manchester City will be the happier of the teams, because just a win, they go back to the top of the table. Yeah. But there's still time. In football, you never say never.
And yeah, it's the 90th minute in that game between Brentford and Chelsea. And still Chelsea were chasing this one. They need a victory against Brentford, and Brentford also needs a victory in this encounter against Chelsea. Let's see who's going to get that victory in this London derby. And straight into the hands of Flecky, the goalkeeper for Brentford. And he is not in a rush to send that out. And he finally takes that out and sends one straight into the throw-in. And Chelsea was a throw-in in the 90th minute of this encounter. Malo Gusto on the board here. He has really been one of the fantastic players for Chelsea this season. And it looks like we might also be having a goal in that game between Tottenham and Crystal Palace. And let's see what that will actually be. Yes, Chelsea breaking out there. What was that? It's going to be a throw-in. And it's Tottenham who has tripled their lead in that encounter, scoring the 3rd goal against Crystal Palace in the 90th minute of that encounter.
Yeah, that's the way to go. You see, when you see coaches that know what they want, you see it very clearly. Postecoglou from the beginning, and that's a good chance for Awoni, but hey, the shot took a deflection. So when you see a coach like that knows the direction he's going towards, look at Tottenham. Since the preseason, you saw where he was going. Play high line, attack all
There's a
through.
chance for Brentford to get a third one against Chelsea there. But easily defended there by Moises Caicedo.
That was
Yes,
beautiful.
and yes, Chelsea breaking out, and it's Malo Gusto breaking out for Chelsea. What would they make out of this? There's a chance for Chelsea to run against them, and that is going to be a free kick. And that was well taking one from Brentford there. He had to take one for his team.
Yeah,
so that will have released Modric straight on goal against Brentford.
Yeah, that would have released him straight on goal. And he's so lucky that
wasn't in the box.
Contact is not in the box. So he just had to do what he had to do. Because with that, Modric will just be free on goal. And it could have spelled a painful loss for them.
And where a goal from Tottenham, which was scored by Heung-min Son, the captain for Tottenham, getting the third goal in the 8th and 9th minute for Tottenham in that encounter. Yes, Chelsea has a free kick against Brentford. Let's see what they can make out of this.
Yeah, I think he's in a tight corner, and maybe a pass to shoot would be the best option.
Those are times you miss out the likes of Marcos Alonso playing for Chelsea, and the likes of Willian playing for Chelsea.
Yeah, Willian too. And even Mason Mount scores some of this sometimes. But I think they can just do a good job. Maybe pass shoot. Just try to get something good out of this attempt.
And it's the second minute or 5 minutes additional time added by the center referee in that game between Chelsea and Brentford. Chelsea has a free kick here in this encounter. Let's see who will be taking this, and it looks like it's going to be Cole Palmer who will be looking to swing that into the box. Let's see if Chelsea can get a goal in that encounter. Let's see what they can make out of that. Here's a chance for Chelsea to get a third goal. Cole Palmer standing there, and what was that? That was what they do in the 20 section by Chelsea. Petrovic with a long one sends one back into the other side of the pitch, but straight into the hands of Flecken. Flecken straight tries to lead an attack or initiate an attack for Brentford, but that's only threatening the Chelsea defenders. As Chelsea who are back in possession. Raheem Sterling on the ball there is caught out there, and it's Brentford who are back in possession attacking against Chelsea right now. And it's Chelsea who has regained possession, but successfully giving that to Brentford. Yes, Brentford leading, looking out to get that third goal against Chelsea right now.
Yeah, it looks like it's Brentford that is on the attack right now. But let's see if they can do something positive with it. Maybe at least get a goal towards the dying embers of the game. And the guy tripped there is now Cole Palmer with the ball. And look at how
unnecessary dribble there.
You see what I keep saying. These players are indisciplined. These players are not disciplined.
Yes, Fulham who has scored the third goal against Brighton in that encounter. In the 92nd minute, Fulham has tripled their lead against Brighton. 3-0 they currently lead in the 92nd minute.
Yeah, our best of goal in the Premier League today, except for the game between Nottingham Forest and Liverpool. But the other games are turned up.
And West Ham just take a lead now.
And West Ham has also taken the lead against Nottingham. Against Everton, coming from behind to lead 2-1 against Everton at the Goodison Park. It still looks like Everton will continue, romancing the relegation zone.
Yeah, since they are still having that financial challenge, they can't really bolster their squad. They can't really add quality to what they have. So, and looking at it, they were lucky that the ban and the point deduction was reduced to 6. So I think it will be a tough time for Everton. So far, tougher times still wait ahead.
And it's Soshek with that second goal for West Ham in the 90+ minute. And what a way for West Ham to come back into this encounter. Here's a chance for Brentford to get one back against Chelsea there. Well, let's see what they can make out of this. But it's Chelsea who are regaining possession. It's going to be one of the last moments of this game in that encounter between Chelsea and Brentford. Also in the game between Nottingham Forest and Liverpool, we are currently in the 7th minute of additional time. And it's still 0-0 in that game. It's 8th minute additional time by the referee in that encounter. And it's looking like Liverpool will finally be losing their ground at the top of the table. A draw here will put them access to 1 point. And Manchester City, who has a game in hand, having 59 points, should they defeat Manchester United tomorrow, they'll be having 62 points, which will put them about 1 point ahead of Liverpool. Should Arsenal win, who currently sits on 58 points, they'll be equaling or they'll be meeting Liverpool on 61 points also.
Yeah, it looks more like a very close approach to luck case for Liverpool if they play a new draw here. Look at that injury worries. There's a lot of players to have injured, and I think Liverpool should start thinking of adding more quality to their squad in depth. It's very, very important. Now that they are going to lose Klopp, who has been a good manager of those 15 players all season syndrome. So I think they need to start blustering their squad, expanding, let it be rich in their bench. You see players like Kevin De Bruyne go out for Man City, and they had guys that could come up and do
And
the
it's
job.
full time in that game between Brentford and Chelsea, and both teams has to share the spoils in that encounter. 2-2 it ended here in a game that was winnable for Chelsea, but they won't be taking that victory in that encounter. Fulham and Brighton has also finished with Fulham defeating Brighton 3-0. And Newcastle has also scored the third goal against Wolverhampton to go 3 up against Wolverhampton in that encounter.
Yeah, one good thing about for Chelsea is that Wolves is not winning their game right
So
now.
they'll maintain their position as the 10th.
It's just crazy. It's just crazy. I don't know what they have to do. They need to do better. Honestly, this is appalling. This is, I think this Chelsea side, it has been, I think, the most terrible I've seen in years, in decades, honestly. This is really terrible. And I think the new ownership has spelled maybe a lot of negatives than positives for Chelsea.
And this looks like Liverpool might have just scored a late one against Nottingham Forest in
Yeah,
that encounter.
they've scored.
That was a late one for Liverpool in that game, as you can see confirmation. And that is what you get from Jurgen Klopp and his boys. You don't take your foot off the pedal when you're playing against Liverpool. That's how they got a late one against Chelsea. And yet they've gotten a late one against Nottingham Forest, which means back-to-back Nottingham Forest are losing late games in the EPL.
Yeah, concentration. You don't lose concentration. It's very important that you don't lose concentration. So
Nunes. And that is
just fully,
Nunes. That is the confirmation. It's Nunes who has given Liverpool the lead late in that encounter to keep their stay on the top of the table secured going into the next match day week.
and for the next match, I think they will have some of their guys back.
Yeah.
And Salah will be on the field, and that's a good one for them. And a lot of bookies too will be celebrating that.
Okay, yeah, that's one from Yemite. A lot of bookies will surely be celebrating after Liverpool scoring that late goal in that encounter. They currently sit at the top of the table. 63 points they will have should they win this game against Nottingham Forest. But Nottingham Forest have themselves to blame in this encounter. That was almost the last minute, the last kick in that game.
Yeah, that was almost the last kick of the game, and they actually blew it. The same thing they did against Man U. And I think the football is not just playing. You have to play till the
And
end.
yeah, we can see it's West Ham who has scored the third goal against Everton from one goal behind to beating Everton 3-1 in that encounter. And they're currently leading against Everton 3-1 in the 97th minute. And it's finished in that game between Tottenham and Crystal Palace, with Tottenham defeating Crystal Palace 3-1 in that second London derby. And it's finished in that encounter. Nottingham Forest and Liverpool, we are waiting the final result in that game. And
Yeah.
it's finished. It's finished in that Nottingham Forest against Liverpool game also. Liverpool taking the victory. A late drama, a late goal from Nunes, the big money signing from Benfica. And he has just showed why Liverpool paid that big money to sign
85
1-0.
million.
They defeated Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, congratulations to Liverpool. Right now, at least they can breath of fresh air. Some of the players will come back. The likes of Mo Salah most likely will come back for the next game. But we can't say the same. I don't think Alisson is ready. Zoboslai too, I think he's back on the bench. Maybe he'll be starting the next game. So I think congratulations to them.
Well, it's Alvarez who scored the third goal from West Ham in that encounter. They had to come from one goal behind to defeat Everton at Goodison Park 3-1 for a game for West Ham in that encounter. Well, That is all the matches at 4 p.m. in EPL. And tomorrow we have the big one between Manchester United and Manchester City in the Manchester Derby. You don't really want to miss that. Join us on Premier Sport Fan Center tomorrow when we give you analysis and commentaries of that game. You guys find a thoughts on today's fixtures or results?
Yeah, congratulations to the winners and congratulations to those who came out and fought like Brentford that came back into the game because it takes doggedness when you are down like that. So it's a good day. We've seen goals all around fixtures now, and it's the way to go. You know, goals define games, and we have seen a lot of goals today.
Well, the gaffer, your final
Yeah,
thoughts.
congratulations to all the winners, and to those who did not win, probably got a draw. Maybe they have to try harder next time, you know. And for a very long time now, we've seen Chelsea in the number 10 table, and they still remain number 10. And right now, Brentford is just 6 points, with 6 points away from relegation spot. I think they need to do more so that they don't get to relegation.
Okay, you can hear that. They need to do very much so they don't go into the relegation. So Chelsea continue romancing the 10th position, which looks to be their favorite new position in the EPL. And that's about how much you can take on today's Okay, still continue. And talking about tomorrow's fixture, it promises to be another beautiful game between Manchester United and Manchester City. What do you think those results, or what are your predictions for those matches? For that
Yeah,
match, sorry.
I think Man City will defeat Man U, but the games like that, you can't say you are certain because anything can happen really. So far, it's a derby game. First rivalry, enemies, as in cold-blooded enemies. So they don't want to see each other shine. So I think it will be a dead rubber game. And Man U will want to be one of those teams that didn't make Man City win the league. So
I think if there's one thing I can surely predict is the gaffer sitting on the fence for that tomorrow's fixture. Manchester United against Manchester City.
It's going to be a very tough encounter, given the fact that you see, Man City coming off a very, strong form. We saw what happened in the FA Cup. The Erling Haaland scoring 5 goals and De Bruyne 4 assists. That's to tell you that they've actually gelled since the return of De Bruyne. And Manchester City, in a derby like this, their neighbors, and sometimes they know themselves. And this bragging right sometimes happen. But you also look at the form of Manchester City. It's not that too good. It's not that too good. So I want to give that to Manchester City.
Okay, let's see what Manchester City will be playing tomorrow against the Manchester United. Will it be Manchester United getting the bragging right? Because they actually, they actually fancy themselves as the most successful. Not just fancy themselves. They are the most successful team when it comes to the EPL. So that bragging right, they want to continue it against their noisy neighbors, as they call Manchester City. But of late, success has really been on the side of
far
Manchester
from
City.
them. Yeah, success has been far from Man U, but when you look at Man City too, they have a whole lot of money invested in that squad. So football nowadays is more like spend money and spend it very well, and spend it very well, not just doing like a Casanova and just spreading money around, but spend it with intention, spend it with wisdom, do the right things. Newcastle has money. They've not signed any 100 million player. Look at it, they are growing steady growth, consistent growth. And I think that's the way to do.
Yeah, you can hear that from your mate. I think that's the way to go, and consistency is just what really matters in a game of football. Join us tomorrow for that game between Manchester City and Manchester United at 4:30 p.m. Nigerian time. And that promises to be another interesting game in the EPL. Well, that's about how much you can take on today's edition of our Watch Along of Premier Sports Fan Center. So we come your way again tomorrow. It's bye for now.